And I guess I will start with my number 10. We're going to make the first couple ones are going to probably be pretty short and sweet because there's not too many cryptids that I am close to heart with. A lot of these I just found today. 10 is the Yowie. Is that how you pronounce it right?
Yes.
The Yowie. Isn't that just like the Yeti or Bigfoot in Australia?
Yes.
Okay. That's all the explanation I need for that one. Will, let's hear your 10th pick.
All right, my 10th pick, the Mongolian deathworm.
It sounds
of culture.
Cool. Yes, absolutely. I try to stay classy.
Do you have anything to say about it?
I discovered it today, but I did read about it a little bit. It looks cool. I'm a simple man.
Okay.
I used to be obsessed with Mongolian deathworms, man. Like every time, it was like a third grader, I'd be like, yeah, we're doing math, but do you know what the Mongolian deathworm is?
Well, what's your 10th?
My number 10 is the Florida skunk ape. An old woman went into her backyard and she smelled, and there was a ruckus, and she took 2 pictures. Allegedly, this is what we think, because she sent a letter to complain to the police. She said, I think there's an escaped orangutan in my backyard. And she sent the pictures. It's not an orangutan. It's not. And the pictures are probably real of whatever she took. And she's like, well, my kids play in the backyard. I don't want them to get hurt. Okay, no. This is like some Bigfoot-type skunk ape smelly thing. It's intelligent. It bared her teeth at her, and it went into the scream position, and it ran away. And that's all we know. And it might exist.
Okay. Well, let's go to number 9 for me, which is, again, the Mongolian deathworm. I saw this and didn't even read about it. That was the only explanation I needed. Mongolia. I love Mongolia. And I love deathworms. So put the two together and sound really cool.
Now, do we have any idea what the Mongolian deathworm?
I don't know what it is.
Do you know about
Buster
it?
probably knows.
Oh, yeah.
Can you explain about it a little bit?
Have you ever seen Dune? Ever read Dune?
No.
Dune?
In Dune, there are giant worms that jump out of the sand, and their mouths open up, and they eat stuff, and they're huge.
It's like the
It's
Sarlacc.
like a leech.
Yeah, it's like a giant leech that's in the desert. I think it might be the Gobi Desert where the Mongolian deathworm is.
Yeah, it is the Gobi Desert.
Yeah, giant deathworm. It's called that for a reason.
What is your number 9, Will? Let's hear it.
My number 9, the Megalodon.
Shark Week.
Boom. Big shark.
That's what keeps Shark Week
Big
going.
shark. I'm not exactly familiar with the Megalodon. It's basically just a big shark, but it's real.
Oh, it's the most close. It's the closest relative to a great white shark that's ever released. They're the same genus even, I think, because the megalodon is Carcharodon megalodon, and the great white shark is Carcharodon carcharius.
Yeah,
So
because
they're
we do know that the Megalodon existed. We just don't know if it's still in existence.
Well, we kind of do.
Yeah,
but
it's
some of
probably
us like to
extinct.
hang on to that.
Well, we don't know if it's
You're right. Nothing's ever 100%.
because
We
it's
don't know.
not. We'll go on to your number 9, Buster. What is your number 9?
My number 9 is the Yeti. And
Yeti.
I include the Dyatlov incident, or Dyatlov Pass incident monster, which, scared people real bad. I don't know. Yeti's cool. I like to think it exists somewhere up in the Himalayas.
That'd be.
It's an intelligent species that's, rather spooky, smelly, unknown, smart. I like it.
We'll go on to number 8. Number 8 for me is the Jersey Devil. It's scary.
Is that all you got?
That's all it is. It's really scary.
Okay.
It scares me.
I went through a phase a couple months ago where I kept researching stuff. I kept a binder full of stuff. I went to research the Jersey Devil, and I decided I didn't like it. I don't think it's real.
I don't either. It's just scary.
I
So I put it in.
I read one story about a guy who saw it, and he got onto a cannon and he started shooting at it, and he didn't hit it, and it got away.
It looks like Satan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Number 8 for you.
Number
Well,
8. Let's see. Actually, Megalodon was my number 6, but I did this out of order. Whoops.
Okay, so back.
My number 9. I did the okapi,
Oh,
Okay, copy.
which,
And what's your,
which is real.
yeah, it's real.
But I just like the idea of like,
An African unicorn
yeah, kind of like a
Nice.
zebra, giraffe looking, thing.
Yeah.
okay.
Because you think about that. If you said, "Oh, we got a zebra, or a giraffe," holy crap, it's the giraffe. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe that it's real if you weren't like
Yeah.
looking and seeing that. But you find out it's real, and you're like,
You're like,
"Hey,
huh.
you know what I mean?" Yeah, you find out it's real. You're like, "Holy crap!" That's pretty interesting animal itself.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to tell us your number 8 to kind of catch up?
Well, I'll catch back up when you
so
guys
you'll
do
just
number
say
6.
you'll just do 8 next.
I'll just be one.
Buster, what's your number
Well,
8?
you guys.
Wait a second. You guys are on number 8.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
I'll just do my
You
number
guys have already caught this
8.
one.
My number 8 is
Well, you do your number 8 when we do our number 7.
no. I'll just
Go ahead.
because-
Go ahead, Will.
I'll just do number
Okay,
8.
just go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. It's easier. My number 8 is the Jersey Devil.
Okay. There we
Sorry,
go.
Buster.
Lame.
It looks cool.
It's
It
okay.
looks cool
We don't have to
looking.
talk about mine. We can make up for lost time. My number 8. You guys have already done it. It's the Mongolian deathworm.
Booyah.
Nice. Number 7 for me. We'll start on the 7s. The Loch Ness Monster. What's the other name for it?
Nessie.
Nessie. Oh yeah. I'm not very cultured in this kind of stuff. I should be. Number 7 for you.
I did once again the Yeti. I think it's cool.
The Yeti's cool.
The
I like
Himalayan
Yeti.
snow monster.
I like how there's different versions of Bigfoot in different regions.
I am a.
It's
Yeah.
it's like cyclone, hurricane, and it's like the different versions of storm. I think it's cool. Like
Yeah.
there's a different one for each region. Or it's kind of cool.
My number 7 amuses me to no end. In Britain, there have been reports of random black cats,
Oh,
giant
dude,
black cats attacking people.
I
Like
almost,
a black leopard.
British big cats.
Yeah.
They exist, and they attack kids, and
Holy
they're
cow.
real, and they attack people, and they just exist there. Some
Wow.
people like to think they don't. Okay, you try to explain this to me. You try to explain me Black Panthers in Britain. There's nothing elusive. There is something elusive about them, but there's nothing like unique about them. They're probably just crazy black cats that live in Britain, but they're everywhere and they hurt people.
Crazy black cats.
It's insane, and it's so funny because they're just there.
I
Um,
almost put that one on my list.
We'll go to number 6, and for me it is the Flatwoods Monster. Can we put a picture on here? Can I?
I can throw a picture up.
Okay, let's put a picture right here of the Flatwoods Monster. This is a local legend in these parts. It's probably like, an hour and a half from here, Flatwoods, West Virginia. It's the Braxton County Monsters, the other name for it, and it's kind of scary. It's like a big alien type thing with like red eyes, and it's kind of cool that it's around here.
Yeah, when people found it, the whole area smelled bad, and
Yeah.
it like floated around, and the adults said it was like 6 or 7 feet tall, and the
It's
kids
so
looking up at it
scary.
were like
It's-
10 feet tall.
Oh, it's
They,
scary.
they were
looking.
put in the
Yeah.
emergency room for trauma, for like mental trauma.
That's so weird.
Something happened, for sure.
That's and it's so weird because it's like so close, and I've been,
Yeah.
you go and they think it's awesome. Like that's like their thing up there.
Me,
Yeah.
I think it's aliens.
You just you be playing Fallout 76, and there's all kinds of West Virginia cryptids
Yeah.
you'll see.
Yep. Okay, what's your number?
This is not
6?
endorsed by Bethesda Studios.
Okay,
Well-
your number 6 is the Megalodon. so
Yeah,
you wanna-
just go to Buster.
we'll go to Buster's number 6. Let's hear it.
All right, mine's plain old Sasquatch or Bigfoot.
Yeah.
He's probably on every one of ours.
Sasquatch.
Absolutely. He's the first one you think of.
Speaking of which, number 5 for me is Bigfoot / Sasquatch. Nothing much to say here. He's got big feet, but not like Buster, because Buster's got really big feet as well.
And I think Bigfoot is probably one of the most reasonable cryptids.
Yeah.
I used to be like, no, there's no way this exists. But, there is. If there's something that's a little less smart than us, it probably knows to stay away from us. It probably knows how to hide. This thing could exist. It really
There's
could.
probably just a very few number of them because, well, there's probably not very many of them.
Yeah.
They're probably hiding up in like places like Montana, like the Unabomber did.
In Oregon and Mammoth Caves.
Yeah, in Mammoth Caves.
Yeah.
That one guy shooting at him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear number 5.
My number 5 was the chupacabra.
Hate it.
The chupacabra.
Yeah,
I
the
like
chupacabra.
I like the South Park
chupacabra.
episode.
I
That's all I
like it.
gotta say.
I think, I think it's a very possible one. It's kind of just like a wolf type thing.
Dude.
And it it terrorized a lot of.
Did you hear a noise?
Yeah, I heard a creak. Continue.
I was hearing noises from the
I
bathroom in
think
there
it may
earlier.
have
So
been my paper. I just think I like how very possible it
three of us.
is because it.
it's the Yowie.
Oh no! It was.
I'm sorry.
It was the Flatwoods monster.
Oh, dude.
Dude, I wouldn't want to see that.
Aliens.
Don't even joke about
Aliens.
that one. I'm
Someone
getting
call-
scared. Okay,
someone-
We need-
Yeah.
somebody turn the lights on.
Someone call the cops. We're gonna go to the trauma unit.
Yeah, you just scared me, Will.
I'm
Get
sorry,
going.
man. I'm sorry. The chupacabra. I just like the prospect. It's a very realistic animal. It was supposed to be killing livestock.
Dude,
in
it's just
Latin
a
American
rabid, mangy
countries.
dog.
I mean, it's a possibility, dude. But to an extent, a lot of these on that could be. What if Bigfoot's just some big ape or something? Or what if?
Well, yeah. That would be... Because he probably is.
Right, that's what the chupacabra is. He's just a big wolf.
Okay.
Something
Okay,
like that.
next number 5, Buster. Let's.
All right. Mine's
Keep
good and
it going.
simple. It's the Kraken. Okay, we
Nice.
know there's a giant squid.
Okay.
I think there's something bigger.
Okay, well, my number 4 is the Yeti. He's like Sasquatch, but with snow and in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, your number 4, Will.
All right, I actually picked what Buster picked for number 5, the Kraken or the what's the giant squid. My mind's slowing down. We've been doing this for a little while. Yeah, the giant squid. I love the prospect of cryptids that end up being real, and this one is my favorite one of those because it kind of just like. No one thinks there's gonna be a huge squid.
Yeah, it's almost unimaginable, and then it's
But
just
it's
real.
Bam,
real.
it happens.
And there's
It
something
is
bigger
real.
too. The colossal squid's even bigger than the giant squid, and it has hooks.
And it's insanity.
That's why I think there's something bigger.
Yeah, you go into the Smithsonian Museum, and they've got like an actual size squid.
It's insane.
It's unbelievable. It's one of the most unbelievable things I think
scary.
in nature.
Let's
All
go
right.
on to your number 4, Buster.
Now this is where these next 3 actually scare the living crap out of me. These have made me check dark places. These make me look over to my dark bathroom at night. My number 4 is the Native American legend, the Wendigo. You know what that is?
Yes.
Whenever somebody eats somebody, they crave more and more people. Every
Oh.
time they eat, they want more. They
hate
become
that.
gaunt and emaciated, and they grow antlers usually. That's and that terrifies me. It's like
That is terrifying.
a sickly, lanky person with antlers, and they want to eat you. They've eaten somebody else, and that you're next. They howl and
Ugh.
that's creepy.
Okay. Let's go to my number 3, which is the Kraken or the giant squid. Not much to say here. It's a giant squid. And
Yeah.
it's cool.
Cool.
I picked for my number 3. I picked Bigfoot.
Okay. There's
Bigfoot,
Bigfoot on the
Enough
list.
said. He's the OG
He
cryptid.
is the OG.
He's the OG. You
the
can't.
OG.
He is like. This is my top 10 in terms of like favorite, but dog, number 1 best cryptid of all time, Bigfoot, dude.
Yeah.
He just he is the cryptid.
Classic.
He is the cryptid. He's the classic. He's like the Babe Ruth.
He's like the mascot, yeah.
He's like the Michael Jordan, dude. He's like the Beatles, man. It's like when it's the best.
He's like the James Buchanan of presidents. He's
Right.
like-
It's like it's like you may be able to debate who's number 2 in most things, but you ain't ever going to debate who's number 1.
My number 3 is where
Bigfoot.
stuff's not funny anymore, and I don't like it, and I don't ever want to see it, and I hope it's not real.
Wait, was last
This-
time funny?
This is the Dog Man. This is the Michigan Dog Man.
Michigan.
It's a sinister,
Oh, we're fine.
sinister, tall beast with a human torso and a dog head. It growls
What
and
kind
bares
of
its
dog?
teeth at you and moves fast. It grins at you, and it's horrible. And there was a hoax film called the Gable film. Even that's creepy. I hate the Dog Man. I'm not amused by the legend. I hate it, and I hope it's not real. I really, really hate it.
I think we're okay. I don't think the Dog Man's real
Good.
because I don't. It scares me.
Let's get to your number 1.
Let's go to number
Wait,
2. Another hometown legend. We have Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the Mothman.
Oh boy.
This is a very popular one worldwide. So it was seen in the 1960s when the bridge in Point Pleasant fell, and people even have reported seeing it during 9/11, even though it's probably a hoax. And then there was something in Russia.
Chernobyl.
Was it Chernobyl?
Yes.
So they saw him in Chernobyl.
Yep.
That is flipping weird.
Makes sense.
Flipping weird. That's aw. It's kind of.
I'm not scared of Mothman. I think he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
I buy it.
He's like He's like an anti-hero, kind
Yeah,
of.
I agree with that.
What's your number 2?
He's just scary.
My number
Yeah.
2 was Mothman.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually originally Mothman was my number 1, but there's another cryptid that's deep down in my heart. I know he has to be number 1, he or she. But the Mothman, like, yeah, we just kind of covered that. Wonderful cryptid, like
Okay.
wonderful.
If
idea
it turns out Mothman's
it.
real, I would be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go on to your number 2,
it's a
Buster.
lot of
My
just the
number 2
mystery.
is where I don't even want to talk about it at all. This is
that was number
they
3.
say if you talk about it, it finds you. This is the Skinwalker. This is a Navajo legend.
I'm not going to talk
Whenever a
about it.
Navajo Indian kills someone in their own family, kills their own relative, they can undergo a ritual where they can take up the skin of another beast, walk around in it, and howl, and mimic the noises of other things. They can even take up the skins of other humans, and that's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
Lower.
There we go. My number 1 is the Megalodon because I like sharks.
Okay. Yeah, good job, Blair. You think it's down there?
Maybe. I like sharks.
That's what
I
we're
caught a
looking
big
for.
shark. We'll place picture here. Ding. That was last summer. So,
Nice.
or not last summer, like 2 months ago. So like
This
summer.
summer.
So this summer.
Will.
My number 1, the Loch Ness monster.
All right.
Nessie.
Okay, that's a classic.
I don't believe in it because
I think it was
the
proven.
original, yeah, it kind of was, because the original picture, I'm not sure what was in the picture, but they actually proved that the woman who took the picture, they zoomed out on it, and it was actually the picture that got famous is the zoomed in picture that everyone looks at and everyone's like, oh my gosh, there's a monster.
It's
The
not real.
actual picture,
No.
if you look at the actual zoomed out picture, the full picture, it's just some little thing in the water that looks like this, and it's probably just like a branch in there.
Or it
but-
could be a Loch Ness monster.
But growing up, it had a special place in
Oh
my
yeah,
heart.
it's the most. That's the most thought-provoking one, I think. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so simple, and it's like. That's like the very surface of this stuff, you know.
Right.
That's what can really pull you
Oh,
in.
yeah.
That's the
Oh,
most
yeah.
accessible one.
Absolutely, and I think that learning about some of this stuff as a kid, getting myself interested in
Mhm.
this as a kid, it was the Loch Ness monster that, you know, gave me the appreciation of this stuff. And it's really just, I think it's, aside from, you know, like I said, Bigfoot, there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
substitution for Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
But
The Loch Ness is up there.
Loch Ness is right there beside him. And, you know, it's just,
Okay, let's hear your
Pulls
number
people in.
1,
Here's my number
Buster.
1. This is the foundation of my interest in this whole thing, and it's the best thing about this state. My number 1 is Mothman.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Mothman.
The Mothman.
Yeah, and Mothman was originally my number one, like I said.
And he was my second from the get-go. He's not a shark, or he'd be number one.
He's like a guardian angel.
Yeah, but he's not a shark.
I think he's come to do good to this world. Not that I believe in him.